So hello friends and welcome again for the next chapter. This chapter is topic 1.5 in ISTQB Foundation syllabus, and now we are discussing the psychology of the testing. So this is fundamental of testing, which is unit 1, and we are discussing the fifth chapter, which is psychology of testing. So let's start it. Now, especially when we are talking about the agile teams nowadays. So in agile teams, we can see there are different roles, and for every role there is a responsibility. So in agile team, we can find a typical role of a developer, which is developing the code. Who is developing the code? And we are also finding the role of a tester who are testing the code. But now the question is, if developer can write the code, why testing needs to be done by the testers? Because in typical environments, developer writing the code, then they are testing it on a local machine, they are giving the demo to the testers, and finally testers are testing them on an independent environment. So the question is, if they are writing the code, if developers are writing the code, why it is necessary that testers should test the code? And the answer of this question lies is in the psychology, because psychology of both the things, of both the persons is different. So developers are person who have an attitude to make it, and testers are the persons who are having the attitude for break it. So psychology is completely different. Understand in such a way, because if you are a developer, and you have made something, you are very less critical about the things which you have made. So that's the reason, if developers are testing their own code, maybe a chance their mindset is not to find the bugs, but rather they will not they will not ponder on the bugs. Rather they have a typical mindset that they have built it and there are less bugs, or there are no bugs completely. On the other hand, testers are not coming with the psychology. Their attitude is to break it, so they will just get into the system and try to find as many as bugs they can. So this is the difference in the basic psychology of a developer and a tester, and that's why it's always said we need testers to test the code. Now let's see the different independence level of testing. So the first level is for the first level of independence of testing is testers within the same team, who are writing the test, they have to execute the test. So it's like that tester A is writing some test, and then tester A is responsible for executing the test. So that is the lowest level. So we can say it level 1. Let's see what can be the level 2 of independence of testing. Level 2 can be tester A is writing some tests, but these tests are executed by tester B, because again here the mindset can be a bit different for both of the testers. So it's always better or preferred that tester A will write the test within the same team, and then tester B within the same team will execute it, so they can cross verify the things, or a particular test case can be run through the 4 eyes. So it's also known as the 4 eyes principle. So this is the second level of independence of testing. The third level is tests are performed by the different group within the organization. So there's the development team A. In the development team, there are testers and developers, and there is another organizational group, say as team B, and team B is also having some developers and tester. So the code written by team A should be tested by testers of team B, and vice versa. So this can be a different or independent, third independent level of testing. And the fourth level can be tests are performed by a different organization itself. So it's something like that organization A is developing the code, and there are third-party contracts which are for the persons who are testing the code. Consider this thing as a crowd testing platform. So in a crowd testing platform, what you are doing, so there are different developers testing community across the globe, and code development is done by certain organizations. Then they are giving it to the third party crowd testing contractors, and then these contractors are finding the bugs. So they are not associated with the organization, or they don't know different policies of the organization. So their mindset is just to find the bugs, and for every bug they are getting paid. So this is something like that, where completely a different organization is testing the code or testing the tests. And these levels, as you can see, these levels are from lowest to highest. So in examination point of view, I can imagine there can be a few questions, or 1 or 2 questions at least, in which they will give you some levels, like some statements, and then they will ask you that you have to arrange them from lowest to highest level. So if you remember it from exam point of view, then it's quite simple. Now, how the communication between developers and testers should like. So as I already told you and we discussed, that there's a difference in the mindset. What do we mean by this difference of mindset? We already discussed it, because developers have a mindset to make it and testers have a mindset to break it. So it's the same thing. It's a piece of code. Developers are developing it, testers are testing it and breaking it. So it's very common that there can be some conflicts between the goals, because you are making it something and somebody is trying to breaking it, so you can have some conflicts. Then the question is how the communication between the two parties should look like, so that we can avoid the conflicts. And that's very important goal as a team. As a team we want to achieve together, so there should not be conflicts. So the ideal way is we have to collaborate together, and for this collaboration, how this communication should be look like. So the first point is, don't blame each other. So if testers are getting something, they don't have to blame developers for it. What is the role of tester then? If you are finding something, you should not get very excited, right? You have to report everything. You have to provide as information as you can. You have to provide the information of environment, reproduction of steps, and then give it to the developer. You are not there to blame someone that this bug is because of you, right? So in this way we can avoid the conflicts. So this should be kept in mind. The role of tester is to identify the bugs, to provide the quality, but your role is not to blame someone that this bug is because of someone. No, that blame should not be there. The second point is, we have the common goal in our minds. If I am a tester or I am a developer, our common goal is we have to provide the customer satisfaction. We are not here to point someone's mistake. We are not here to find someone's discrepancies. We are here for the customer satisfaction, and this customer satisfaction is a common point. The customer satisfaction is coming from testers, it is coming from developers, so they both have to contribute in such a way so that they can achieve the customer satisfaction. So that is also very important thing that you should have, that you should bear in your mind while working in the agile teams. And the last point is collaboration rather than battles. So there may be a chance, a developer is not able to reproduce the bug as it is mentioned by the tester. Then there is no need that the developer should start blaming it to the testers that your documentation is not good. No. Try to collaborate, try to understand from testing point of view. Maybe it can be because of different environment, or it can be some other issues. Sometime on different machines we have completely different environments. We are trying to reproduce the issue on some different environment and they are not reproduced on some other environments. So there should be a collaboration. We have to talk with each other as much as possible. We have to collaborate each other as much as possible, and then only in an agile setup we can prepare a ideal team, we can prepare a nice team, we can prepare a very good work environment. So these are some points. If either you are a developer or you are a tester, you have to bear in your mind while communicating with each other. So that's it for this chapter. For more details you can visit our site teachalesson.in, and for free sample papers, for more videos and for study material and free guidance, please stay tuned to our website. Thank you.